The state only requires a 2.0 GPA for participation in extracurricular activities.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to your contract, the players are agreeing to maintain a 2.3?
That, among other things, yes, ma'am.
Other things like?
Attending all classes, sitting in the front row of those classes, and wearing a tie on game day.
I see. Mr. Carter, does the lockout include practices and games? And do you have a set period of time?
There will be no basketball, ma'am.
Please! Quiet, please!
That includes practices and games until we as a team reach the agreed upon GPA.
Please, quiet. Please, quiet. Quiet. Thank you, Mr. Carter. In the interest of time, I'd like to open this board meeting up for comments.
As a teacher, I was offended when asked by a coach to provide progress reports. Nowhere in my contract does it say that I have to do so. It creates more work. Now, this lockout has brought negative media attention that questions our abilities as educators. End this madness. End this lockout.
I'm Jason Lyle's uncle. That boy lives to play ball. Comes to school every day now. You take away basketball, God knows what he'd be into.
Yesterday, he canceled the Fremont game. Now, that's the biggest game of the year. I have scouts coming to watch my boy play. Me too. These boys are 16-0. This whole school, this whole community is behind this team. Everybody goes to every game. Basketball's the only thing that these boys have got. Now, are we going to let Carter come in here and take that away from them? I don't think so. Not gonna happen.
I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, Mr. Walters.
I move that we remove Mr. Carter as head basketball coach.
This board does not have the authority to terminate employment of a staff position.
Then I move we end the lockout and let the kids play.
I second the motion.
Okay.
If I may?
Yes, Mr. Carter.
You really need to consider the message that you're sending these boys. It's the same message that we as a culture send to our pro athletes, which is that they are above the law. Now, I'm trying to teach these boys a discipline that will inform their lives and give them choices. If you endorse the fact that 15, 16, and 17-year-olds don't have to honor the simple rules of a basketball contract, how long do you think it'll be before they're out there breaking laws? Now, I played basketball at Richmond 30 years ago. It was the same thing then. Some of my teammates ended up in prison. Some of them ended up dead. I took this job because I wanted to affect change in a special group of young men, and this is the only way I know how to do that. If you vote to end the lockout, you won't have to terminate me. I'll quit.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. The board now recognizes 5 voting members. In this instance, we will be accepting the vote of Principal Garrison as well. Now, I put to those members the vote on whether or not to end the lockout. All those in favor of ending the lockout will raise their right hand when called upon. I will vote first by not raising my hand. Principal Garrison. Valerie Walker. Benson Chu. Parent and Rep, Mr. Cepeda. And Ms. Nguyen. The lockout ends with a vote of 4 to 2. If there's no other business, this board meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.